and I said it then, and I'll say it now. The Nets do not get better with Sean Marks. He doesn't know
Agreed.
how. Hold on, let me finish. He doesn't know how to complete a team. I watch European basketball. I've told y'all. I came in here was telling y'all the name just so that Leaf could yell at me. Who the fuck is Igor Yegor? And I'm like, listen, I just watched. I just watched the Euro basket tournament. They got these kids. Real Madrid has two of them. Um, Barcelona has one. France has another. I forgot the name of Nolan's team in France, but I've been watching these guys, and the problem with what Sean Marks and the Nets did this past draft is that they overreached for their first pick.
Thank you.
You take Noah Asenge. He's sitting right there. You take
Thank you.
Maluach. You take Maluach. You take right. You have those two
Yes.
guys there. They literally drafted a player that they didn't have to trade back for their picks for. Do you understand? Like they could have drafted Yegor Demin at 10. That was their pick. Why did they trade? What did we win? Now that we're here, I keep hearing people say, "Oh, it's a good plan. It's this." Listen, there's no plan. There is no plan. If you
Somebody talking my language right now.
if you
I
was gonna
disagree.
if you had a plan, why you was trying to get the most ball stoppingest player in the draft in Ace. Ace is gonna stop the ball. How does Ace fit with all these other dudes? If that
Listen,
was your
hold on.
plan,
Let me. I got pushback on that. PT. I look at it like this. Their plan was very specific. Get a point guard because the best players in the finals were the best players, and on the finals team were the point guard position. Make sure you solidify that in the first draft. In the second draft, they're gonna go after a different position, in my opinion. Now, on that note, as far as Kamal Maluwa and Noah Asenge, I feel they chose Danny Wolf intentionally instead of getting them because you could run the offense easily through Danny Wolf opposed to a Maluwa or a Noah Asenge.
Exactly, Breezy. He's a
Then
better
why
fit.
get 3 point guards?
can I tell you something? Like
I could
they
justify two
they
point guards.
someone
I could
put
justify
an
2 point
idea
guards.
in
If
their
you got
mind.
your point guard as your guy, you don't get 2 more. If I got Dylan, I'm not picking Yegor.
Yo, how do you develop
You
Nolan
don't get
Traore?
get 2 point
How do
guards
you
if you have
develop
a
Nolan
guy.
Traore when you have Yegor and
Because
you
they
need
can
them to
play.
both have the ball?
You could put
Nell and
Jago at the
Traore,
three.
listen, hold on. What I'm saying is last season they was expecting Cam Thomas. Everybody was like, yo, from Cam Thomas, a two guard, if you're a good two guard, you could get 5 assists. Cam Thomas developed a game where he was getting 5 assists as the two guard. You can ask the same thing as a Nolan Traore. You always talk
Can I?
about the height of Cam Thomas. Nolan Traore is 6'5". He could easily come and play the backup two guard to
Yo,
Cam Thomas
Hold on.
give you
Let me ask
points
you this.
and give
somebody
you
can
and give
tell
you
Breezy.
Listen.
Hold on,
Yo,
hold on. Y'all
Answer
asking a
Pop Top.
question. Y'all gotta
Okay, go
listen.
ahead,
I'm
Breeze.
not
Go ahead.
asking y'all. I'm
I
not
thought we were
asking y'all.
if they're
Listen, I'm
playing a
not.
two
Hold
point
on.
guard,
Listen, I'm
Cam
not.
Thomas
I
is
want
out
to
of there.
answer Pod's
Hold on.
question.
One at a time, please.
Hold on.
One at
Let
a
me
time.
finish. Hold on. Listen, I'm not asking y'all to agree with the soliloquy. I'm just asking y'all to let me finish it. When it comes down to what Cam Thomas did, is average from 3 to 5 assists from the beginning to the end of the season, shy of 5 assists. And I'm saying that to say somebody like Nolan Traore expect that from him in his rookie season, where he could come off of the bench and average 3 to 5 assists. That's what the Brooklyn Nets want. He don't necessarily have to start. But if hypothetically the way Cam Thomas is fitting the score, trust me, it's going to be comfortable to not put that pressure on Nolan Traore to start in the regular season in the first place and put him in position to be a six man. You feel what I'm saying? Tyrese Martin might be out because of Nolan Traore. Keon Johnson might be out because of Nolan. You feel what I'm saying? So players are going to be out. It's just not Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas is going to be.
Can-
And
I
I'm
wanna
saying,
Then
answer
why
that.
get
And Breezy,
your
that's what I
Todd
really came up here to address is
Then
Cam
why get
Thomas.
your ass?
Todd.
Can I answer my
Can I tell you what's gonna happen to Cam Thomas?
Damn, bro. I just
I,
want to
I
answer the
could
question.
hear your soliloquy for it, but I don't necessarily want to agree with it, especially
You know,
since
I'm
I
not saying you have to agree. I just want to. I want to
caution.
plant my
I
flag.
take
Hold
okay. I
Can
take
I answer-
caution
Can I
with
answer
what
Pod's
you're
question
about to
before we
say.
get to
So
Cam
yeah,
Thomas?
go ahead.
I'm gonna
I
tell
wanna
you
hear
what.
it.
Hold on, Pod. Let me answer your question about Yegor. Y'all niggas just jumped the whole question. Pod
Right.
asked the question. He said, "How?" does
Yeah, but it's
Yegor-"
mad people up here, Joey. Everybody got to
Yeah, but
talk.
he asked the question, bro. I mean, don't.
Right,
I
right,
was thinking he
right.
wanted his question asked before we jumped to Cam Thomas.
Facts. That's true.
So he asked, "How does Yegor and Treyarch? Why would you do that? Like, why would you pick them, and how are they going to work together, bro? Yegor can play the three. They can play together, my nigga. Yegor doesn't have to play the one. He could be.
You're
out
gonna
on
put-
Army Knife.
No,
You're
Hold on,
gonna
he
put
could be out
Yegor
on
on. You're gonna put Yegor on
Yeah.
Siakam. You've ruined
They
Yegor.
gonna put Yegor on Paulo?
Nah,
You
nah,
ruined Yegor.
no.
You gonna put
ruined
Yegor on
This is
Giannis?
the softest
No,
team
no,
I've ever seen anybody draft.
Come on.
Yeah, come
Listen,
on,
hold on. Time out.
Where am I wrong? Yo, Joe, where am I wrong?
Come on. I'm first off. When I'm saying, far as us having a team and knowing what to do with the rotation and the roster, I'm never saying to put him at the point forward. I don't look at him as a Scottie Pippen because I haven't heard much about his defense. Now, what I am saying is, you put him at the. Hold on, what y'all complained. A lot of Nets fans complained and say Fizz would make him a small backcourt. This is the opposite of that. Not to say I wouldn't want Fizz over Yegor. Yegor is 6'8". Essentially, they're gonna. Jordy Fernandez is taking minutes away from players that don't play defense. They're gonna make it a priority for Yegor to play defense. I ain't saying he's gonna be a POA defender. I'm saying that he's gonna have to slide his feet. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
They're gonna
Bro,
want
the
him to play.
nigga watch
Hold on,
Luca.
hold
He
on.
watches Luca,
I'd
Cade,
rather
and
him-
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. He has no. He's playing the point guard, bro. Nigga wasn't watching threes growing up as a kid. He was watching guards.
I'd rather him guarding threes than fast ass ones. He has the arch type, the body type to definitely to guard those guys.
He's
And stop
198.
saying- Hold on,
Cody.
and stop saying, "Oh well, he's gonna get ate up." He's still young. It's still
He
time
does
for him
not
to grow
play
into his body.
physical.
He,
You gotta
right, he
watch
does
the
not play
play style of
physical.
the player. That's why I watch the games. That's why
Thank you,
I watch the
Barton.
championship.
Thank you.
I
He
watch them
cannot
win
play the
2
three right
cups.
now. He cannot play the three right now. He
No,
can't.
I'm saying the
You
one.
can't put
I'm
him at
saying
the
the one.
three.
I'm saying for sure. I'm
Not right
right.
now. If he was 220, I'm with you, Joey. Yeah, put him at the three. Niggas
Nah.
If he was
198.
physical, he's not physical like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Pascal Siakam
yeah.
is gonna eat him
Right.
up and spit him out.
OG
Listen.
Anunoby would eat him alive.
Listen. For instance, hold on. A lot of fans get what they want. If you put Drake Powell at the three and you make the trades to free up the minutes and opportunities for Drake Powell at the three, you put Cam Thomas at the two, you put Demon at the one, you put Nolan Traore as the 6 man, you put Danny Wolf as the starting 4. I mean, and you could put Ben Seraph in the 10 some type of way. But what I'm saying
Ben
is,
Seraph
it
going
is a
back
way.
to Europe.
Listen, it is a way. You could put Demon in the starting lineup. You could put Danny Wolf in the starting lineup, and you could put Drake Powell in the starting lineup. That's 3 players you could put in the starting lineup and you got 5. You could put Nolan Traore as the 6 man. That's 4 players, and you could put Ben Seraph as the 10th man. You know what I mean? Because he don't really be getting no love like that.
Breezy.
I said Drake Powell at the
Breezy,
three.
I'm gonna give you my next prediction. You're not gonna like it. They drafted this team, and if you listen to what Sean Marks said,
I already know it.
Cam Thomas is out of here. Go ahead. I was about to say that.
And what he's trying to do, he drafted all guys except for one, Drake Powell. Drake Powell doesn't have the assist numbers, but still, he drafted at every single position. He drafted the same player. He's going to play with two guards. He's going to play. His plan for the future is Yegor at the 2.
Right.
Nolan at the 1.
He got the
What?
worst
Bro, Yegor's not a two.
No, Time out.
They are going
Hold on,
to
let me say
sign
this.
Cam Thomas, and
Nah.
then they are going to try to trade him.
Nah, come on.
Exactly.
Let me-
That contract, the next contract that Cam Thomas gonna get is gonna be tradable. Watch.
Hold on. Let me rebuttal that. For one,
Niggas want Cam out of here. This is
listen.
real
No,
bad
but
work.
no,
No, it's not what I
hold on,
want.
bro.
It's
I thank you for that. This draft is all about Cam Thomas being traded.
I rebuttal. Can I please rebuttal? My point is this: first and foremost, none of them got the scoring prowess as Cam Thomas. For one,
Mm.
let me finish.
Right.
I ain't
Right.
done. I'm just getting started, cuz. For two,
Keep going.
when hold on. For
Give him
two,
more.
Boys.
Shoot it, man.
Boys.
Get that nigga Rex.
Yo. All right, hold on. Nah, seriously. And for two, the fact is that Cam Thomas, he could play inside the 3-point line. And for
They
what
don't
you
care
want
about that
from him,
shit.
listen, for one, again, when it comes down to Cam Thomas and what he can do, it's not like these guys are stellar defenders to be something that Cam Thomas isn't doing. Yayor isn't this stellar defender. Nolan
No.
Troyer isn't this stellar defender. You get a
Nope.
stellar defender maybe out of Drake Powell, but he don't have the scoring prowess as Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas
That's
is still
true.
essential to the rotation in the roster because he still brings something that we didn't draft. None of the players that we draft have the scoring prowess as Cam Thomas. He makes sense. And on top of that, I feel like he also makes sense on the business side of perspective to show morale to who we just draft is that we pay the guys that we draft. What it look like
Breezy.
putting him in a situation where you don't take care of the guy that you draft when we just drafted 5 players. If I'm a franchise and I draft 5 players, I want to show them that morale means something around here. And I'm make sure that the guys that stay loyal get paid. And that guy is Cam Thomas.
Breezy.
And again, don't ignore. Hold on, when y'all rebuttal, don't ignore.
Y'all don't
the
listen
part
to
where
Sean
he
Marks
is
when he
the-
talks.
No,
Hold on, listen.
Breezy.
I'm not. No,
Okay.
hold
Let him
on.
finish,
Listen,
y'all.
I'm
Let
not.
him
Hold on.
finish.
Let me say this. I'm not the mouthpiece for the Brooklyn Nets. I am big
Mm.
fan Breezy. I'll tell you my thoughts and perspectives from and what I want to happen. I don't speak for Sean Marks. They're not paying me. Yeah. No, I'm just saying. But nah, seriously, I just feel like
Respectfully.
when it come down to Cam Thomas, bro, none of the players that we drafted have the scoring prowess as Cam Thomas. So he's essential to the roster still because of that.
He's saying that they don't want
Now
to
let's just
score
talk
that
about
way.
what let's talk about let's just dissect what Sean Marks said. He said we want 0.05 seconds players. What does
Yeah.
that mean?
No
They
kind-
get the ball, they decide, they pass, they shoot, or whatever. And they do it quickly. He doesn't want anybody holding the ball. And then he drafted someone in
Bro,
Cam's
you
spot.
can't
He
you can't take
drafted
the
two.
soul out the game, bro. You can't
Can
take
I
the
say
soul
this
out
real
of Brooklyn.
quick?
That's what New
Y'all
York
want me to
guards
take
do.
this? Y'all saying it's me that's
Yo,
doing
but
it?
look,
It's not me
that's
that's
what-
doing it. Y'all gotta take
That's what
Sean Marks.
LBL was talking
One
about. with
mic,
that
guys,
Euro
one mic.
basketball. You
You
don't
can't
want
take
that.
that away from us, bro. You can't take away guards that guy handles away from a Brooklyn
You gotta
team.
talk to Sean Marks.
That's our
You
bread
got
and butter.
that's not
Our
my.
cloth.
I think
That's the soul
they
of our
should.
team, our cloth, our game.
Breezy,
That's what
Breezy,
they
I
gonna
think-
do.
No,
Can I
Yo,
you can't
say
take
by
that
the
yo,
from us,
trade deadline,
Popcorn,
Nah,
Cam
Sean
Thomas
Marks
out
got
here.
upset.
you're misrepresenting.
Nah,
It's
you're
not,
bugging.
it's not Sean Marks, it's Jordi Fernandez. It's Jordi
Yes.
Fernandez and his system. That's
Yes.
what you're talking about.
Let's get Brody out of here. Then.
Here's the thing,
They
right?
don't want anybody. They don't want any player who's gonna stand at the top of the key and score. That's not what they
Yeah,
want.
right.
They want the ball to move.
Breezy,
They want the ball
Exactly.
to move. They drafted
Yeah, Thomas
3
can't do that.
point guards. That means they're gonna play. They're gonna start at least 2.
And
They're
Cam
not gonna play
Thomas's
Cam
time
Thomas
is
as a small
limited.
forward. They're
Right.
just not
But
gonna
who's
do
taking
it.
his
Bro, they're
spot?
not starting
So it
over
ain't
Cam
gonna
Thomas.
work.
I'm not
So
jacking that, bro.
hold on, hold
No,
on.
they're not gonna.
Hold on,
They're
hold on,
not
hold
gonna
on.
start over Cam Thomas to start the year because they're gonna
Right.
showcase
They
Cam
won't. They
to
won't.
trade
But
him.
eventually they will bench his
Cam
ass
Thomas gonna
and
be a
trade
top.
his
When
ass.
they showcase Cam Thomas, he's gonna be a top 10 scorer in the NBA.
Yeah.
For
So
the
you gonna
Detroit
showcase
Pistons.
him.
I think we forgetting. Breezy,
I think he's going to Detroit.
Hold on
Yeah,
real quick,
that will
real
boost
quick.
his value, and that's
For
how
what?
they're gonna
For
get
what?
traded.
For what?
I think-
Brooklyn
Wait,
Nets.
Pop,
I
what is he
always
going
want
to
to trade
Detroit
somebody,
for?
man.
Tobias Harris?
Hold on. Let me just say
Y'all
this
be-
to Breeze.
I don't know. I don't
think-
know what they're gonna get for him. I'm just telling you.
Hold on, nah, they not trading him. I'm disagreeing with Part though.
Let me just say this to Breeze. I think you forgetting one thing. I'm cool. I know you like Cam and all of that, and he could score. But Pod is right. You have to understand the Nets don't care that these guys can't shoot. They are prioritizing development. They are going to teach them as they go along. They don't give a fuck that, oh my God, we need Cam Thomas to score. They don't care about that. It's a certain type of basketball they want to play, and if the player don't fit the mold, you're out of here.
They
What
got
you
all
mean?
of these
Hold on,
dudes. So
listen,
Maybe Yago
listen,
they
hold
can
on,
got
hold
all
on,
of these
listen, listen,
dudes
no,
so
no, 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 hold on, no,
they
no,
can
hold on.
pass Cam
Listen,
Thomas the
because
ball.
Cam Thomas
listen,
is
Nah,
out.
they
Maybe
listen, hold on,
Yago
they
can
gonna
be
listen,
our
pass
next
Cam
guard.
Thomas the
exactly.
No,
Hold
they're
on, hold
gonna
on,
pass.
come on,
They're
time
gonna
out, time
pass
out,
the
hold on,
ball.
time out. Let Jay talk that shit because don't over talk that point. That's a good point, bro. Where y'all think they getting this assist from? They
They
passing
go
the ball to
right. They
Cam
gonna
Thomas.
pass it to Cam Thomas. They're
Nah,
gonna
What
they,
pass
makes
it
you
to
hold
Cam
on, time
Johnson,
out.
and they're gonna run the pick and roll with Nick
nah.
Claxton.
Right,
You
hold
gotta
on, hold
understand.
on. Time out,
Nah,
No,
no.
no, 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 no. Hold on. No, no.
Okay, go
Let's
ahead.
get to the
I
stats.
This shit
see.
Hold
crazy.
on. Y'all talking 0.5 basketball. So let's skip the fancy talk. Y'all talking about catch and shoot basketball. So
Yeah.
basically, when you think about the best catch and shoot players on this team, you gotta mention Cam Thomas. So all of this shit about he don't fit the mold is bullshit. He can
Well,
catch and shoot with the best of them on this team. Am I lying or am I
let,
flying?
Yeah, but that's
let,
not
let
what we
me
talking about. We talking about
Cam
moving the
Thomas is a
That's
basket.
like
scorer,
going
not
0.5
shooter.
second
Listen,
basketball. That's what
hold on,
y'all
hold on,
saying.
hold on, hold on, hold on,
if we looking
because
at Cam
y'all,
Thomas,
I think y'all are somewhat right and somewhat looking at it like differently. What the point five, right? You got to look how, like Lee was saying, how Indiana played. When they played, damn near 4 players could run up the floor with the ball. They don't have to get it to the point guard, right?
Yeah.
So now they done drafted. Y'all said we drafted 4 guards and Danny. Well, all them guys can handle the ball and run it up court, right?
Sure.
Including Danny.
Yeah.
Miles Turner was the only one with not bringing it up court. So the point that they're trying to do, they trying to push the pace. And all the guys that we had on this team last year was not guys who could handle the rock. You know what I'm saying? We didn't have no guys that can handle the rock like that.
so
All them dudes on our team needed to catch and shoot. So they went
right.
out and got guys who can pass. Now, like I said, I think they're going to try to mix it. If they keep some of the guys, they keep some of the guys. I don't know who they're going to keep on the team.
So
But the point is, most of the guys needed somebody to get them the ball, and we didn't have
right.
it.
Can
You know what I'm saying?
so you saying y'all saying niggas is gonna pass the
Yeah,
ball
I know what you're
around.
saying, Ice.
Hold on, niggas is gonna pass the ball around and keep moving it, the rock until they get Cam Thomas a shot. That's what y'all saying. That's
Yeah,
how
No,
we
what
gonna
is
play
this? Mashed
basketball.
potatoes? Like,
something
what's
like
going
that.
on here, bro?
Something like
What?
that. Hold on. Time out.
Yeah, they got all
Hold on.
these
Listen.
niggas that can't
Listen.
shoot,
No.
but they can
Hold on.
only pass.
Time out.
Niggas
Hold on. Let
playing
me say this.
mashed
Let me rebuttal.
potato on
Hold
this
on.
team,
Let me
man.
rebuttal,
This
Joey. Let me
is
rebuttal.
And then you can
ridiculous.
go. I got
Hold
10
on.
seconds. Cam
Go ahead.
Thomas is going to have to play within the fucking system. He's going to
Cool.
have to get his shots within
Cam
the fucking
Thomas
system.
is the system.
That ISO shit, get out of here. Get out of here, bro. Yeah, you saying he the system, but it doesn't
Yo.
draft. It doesn't,
Oh, Lord.
our draft is not saying he's the system right now.
Nah,
I tell you that.
I'm just
Hold on. Listen.
y'all saying
He
that,
being
but
facetious.
I'm
I
disagreeing
guess. I don't
because
know.
hold on, look, if we had a bunch of shooters last year, but only a couple niggas that could pass, now we got shooters and niggas who could pass. So it seems like it's
Right.
fitting it perfect.
That's
Bro,
what
we
I
Right,
don't
but
said,
got
you
Dre.
need
That's
to
bro,
what I
put
we
was
don't
saying.
Cam
got
Right.
niggas
Johnson
that
They
can
and
shoot.
Tristan
they just
Thompson.
want to
Hold on.
believe they point. I'm
Y'all
saying it's
just said
two
we ain't
sides of the
got
same
niggas that can
coin.
shoot. So Cam
Joey,
Thomas score.
listen.
What is it?
Only
Joey,
shooters we
what I'm
got is Cam Thomas and
listen.
Cam Johnson.
Listen, what I'm saying is a lot of the critique that y'all
And the pick and
saying is
roll with Nick Claxton. My
right.
bad, bro.
Listen. I hear what y'all saying, but is it consistent with what we seen? Did we not see Cam Thomas playing off ball last season and getting the ball? Yes, we seen
No,
that.
that's a fact. That's a fact. That's
So
a
what I'm
fact.
saying is that's where again these players thrive off of knowing who to pass it to. In the 10 plays, the best scorer on your team, and by being a smart point guard, you're gonna look for your best scorer at least half of the time.
That was last year, Breeze.
No,
All
I'm
I'm
talking
saying
about
is,
Really
this
just
year.
How many,
happened that
hold on.
really
How
just
many
happened
games?
that
How
Cam
many
Johnson
games? Cam
Listen, y'all
Thomas.
not
I'm
listen.
not saying Cam
No,
Thomas not
listen.
gonna get his shots, but he's gonna have
Listen.
to
What I'm
play
saying.
within the system.
Listen, what I'm saying is it is the system. I'm not trying to agree with Jay.
Oh
I'm
my.
trying to listen. Listen, y'all not listening. Y'all rebuttaling, but y'all not listening. What I'm saying is he's playing in within the system. If the best attribute to Diego Demon is his playmaking, who is he playmaking to? His left hand to his right hand?
Nick
No, he's making.
Claxton, Danny Wolf.
He's making. Listen, if his
There's more
greatest
people on the court than Cam
bro,
Thomas,
if his
bro.
greatest attribute is his playmaking, let's break it down on what that means. It means driving kick or PNRs. It ain't talking about him crossing over, especially if you're talking about 0.5 basketball. That means they don't want somebody dribbling the ball out, dribbling the air out the ball. And
like Cam
the
Thomas.
critique was on. Hold on, the
Exactly,
critique was on.
Diego Demon don't play PNR.
But
So
listen, but
Yes,
what
they
I'm saying is,
do.
listen,
Breeze,
the
No.
best thing. No, hold on. What I'm trying to tell y'all is this: the best thing that Diego Demon can do is what Ben Simmons do is grabbing a rebound because he's 6'8".
oh
And
God.
listen, let me finish.
No.
Grabbing the rebound because he's 6'8", pushing it, being the fastest one down the court, and then being able to find your guy on the fast break and making that instrumental in our offense, that fast break offense, because we got to be dependent. Hold on. If we're not going to be dependent on somebody that's 6'8" to grab a rebound, then what the hell are we doing? You got to play a development.
We doing dribble handles. Yeah, bring it deep.
Hey, can you highlight down under's comment? Down under something? Because that's exactly what I'm talking about. Down under dunk something shit. I don't know.
I seen that comment and chose not to highlight it for the blasphemous remarks that he spoke.
What if Cam Thomas is
Y'all been being biased.
Team? What if Cam Thomas is the best shooter on the team, but then defense is key on not letting him get the ball? Then what happens?
But Cam Johnson technically is the best shooter.
If they move the ball, they can't stop them. But the problem is, they did not build this team for Cam Thomas.
Yes, they did. That's exactly what they did.
No, they did the exact opposite.
No, they did.
I think they moved away.
Why they didn't get 2 guards instead of point guards? Why they didn't get 2 guards? Because they know they already got their 2 guard in Cam Thomas.
They drafted a 2 guard. They drafted Drake Powell.
Exactly.
Drake Powell is not a shooter like Cam Thomas.
It doesn't matter. They got
Drake Powell shot 40%.
He's got 35% from the 3.
Yeah.
Bro,
Exactly.
Claxton is out of here. Cam is out of here. They may keep Dayron. But this new thing that they're doing, they going.
Yo, Paton, I'm not sure about Claxton being out of here. Yo, Paton, I'm not really sure about Claxton being out of here.
They'd have got Molly.
Claxton is going to be hard to get out of here because he makes too much money. But
what too much money?
They are going to try. They are going to draft another or sign another big forward, because the moment they put Danny Wolf out there and he tries to guard Jalen Johnson, Siakam, or any of these new fours that are fast and space.
No, Paton, you're wrong. Paton, you're wrong over here. Hold on. Danny Wolf is a backup big. That's what Danny Wolf will be our backup big. Like Naz Reid. You see what Naz Reid doing? That's Danny Wolf right there. That's their vision. Exactly.
No, their vision is
Danny Wolf will be shooting
threes though. What are you talking about?
So is Danny Wolf. Okay, so Danny Wolf will.
What are you talking about?
Wait, what?
Danny Wolf shot like what, 35% from 3, like 34,
33.
like 33. Okay, so he can shoot. He can play make.
And he shot 49% from the field. That's terrible for a center.
But he constantly dribbling and he constantly shooting. Every time you watch,
he's not as physical as Naz Reid. Here's your problem, Adar. He's not as physical as Naz Reid. The problem with everybody playing with the 5 is he doesn't have the physicality that a Naz Reid does. I think the comparison is wrong.
As a backup, he is good enough to be playing.
We gotta look at the context of shit though. The reason his percentage is lower than other centers because he's not fucking cherry picking around the basket all the fucking time. He's actually shooting threes.
Exactly.
Center, you depend on centers to give you. You depend on a center to give you 70% from the floor.
Danny's not a center. Danny is golden. He was the forward.
He's not a power forward. They're gonna rape him. Are you crazy?
Whoa!
No Diddy.
There's gonna be a lot of Diddy on the Barclays floor if that's what they're gonna do. How is he gonna guard Jalen Johnson? Let's start at the bottom. Let's start at the bottom of power forwards. Let's start at the younger one. How is he gonna guard Paolo? How is he gonna guard Jalen Johnson in Atlanta?
Pod, you want to know why?
When they put Tatum at the 4, how's he gonna guard?
You expect him to come right in the league and start shutting down the top?
You expect him to evolve like a Pokemon or some shit?
Pod, here's what you need to figure out why Sean did what he did. It is financially motivated what it did. On one part, it's international. We have one of the largest international followings in the world. That's one part of the puzzle. The other part is none of these guys are going to be max players in 4 years. But if these guys can become decent rotation or bench pieces, you have all the assets at your disposal to go after an international superstar to join this coalition of international guys to create this Euro-style That is what Sean is trying to do ass backwards.
John, they're an organization that don't have much imagination. They are going to
the ultimate fit for this team. He's a big who can dribble, pass. He has high basketball IQ, and that's why he got.
I agree with you. Pod, I agree with you. The imagination there, but this is what it is. It's the same Joe Desai and Sean Marks playbook. The only difference is we've gone away from American style to now incorporate Euro style, and now you're trying to build rotation pieces as opposed to having a young star prospect. They are always going to go after the experienced star to tie around young players. The thing what they got right is you got to go young. But now it's waiting and planning for that star international guy to be available next 2-3 years.
That's where I agree with John.
Wait. Can I just say one thing, please? Can I say one thing? This is the loophole you guys don't get. These guys are not going to be making a lot of money the next 4 years. But if they surpass expectations as role pieces and bench pieces, the Nets can cheat the system to their advantage to get an experienced guy on a superstar contract to join this coalition. It is a Euro style Jordy's trying to create, Pod. This is what I've gotten from this twisted plan they're trying to create.
Hold on.
This is what John got right.
Well, hold on. Another thing that I wanted to say.
What I get right, Adolf?
Another thing that I wanted to say is if you watch the championship roster and you look at the draft picks on that championship roster, there was a lot of contributions from players that was in the first round and the second round, and it wasn't just Shea. It wasn't just Shea. And Shea wasn't and I'm just saying that to say a lot of credence gets credit, a lot of credit goes to the top 3 picks, and they act like if you don't got a top 3 pick, you can't win. Listen, I'm not saying that the OKC couldn't win. Listen, I'm not saying OKC couldn't win without Shaq, but what I am saying is you got contributes from Shea, and he's not a top 10 pick. Got contributes from Obi Toppin, and he's a top 10 pick. You got contributes from TJ McConnell and all of these different players. Stop acting like you can't get good basketball because they're not a top 10 pick.
Yo, Breezy, can I address that?
Hold on, you're not tired.
I haven't been here for a while. Let me address that. Let me address what you just said, because you're not wrong.
Listen.
Hold on.
Let him land the plane, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is, this is in real time. This is what we seen in the last NBA champion. So it's not like I'm pulling this shit out of thin air.
You can't, but you mischaracterizing it, and that's not what my problem is. These are players that I told y'all about. I'm the one that told y'all. Y'all remember when I told y'all about Yegor and Leaf lost his mind? Like, who the fuck is Yegor? And I was explaining.
Yeah, I remember. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? I like the talent is good, but there's no top end talent. If you're picking that, my problem with Yegor is where they picked him. My other problem with Yegor is that he gets in the way of who could be the steal of the draft. Nolan Traore.
Maybe the Nets get their top.
Hold on, let me finish. Let me finish. You took on Trey Mann's contract. It looks like he's going to be coming still when they could announce it in July 1st, and it just doesn't seem like you're going to put players in position to win. I didn't want them to. I like Drake Powell. He's one of my favorite power players in the draft, but I didn't want the Nets to get him because there's too many things in front of him, and you need to give them the ball. That's what OKC did. OKC let their young team play, and that made them good. And that's why they're the youngest champions that ever lived. But there's too many players in front of the players that they pick.
Right, hold on. And I just want to say this. And this is the reason. And again, because I think y'all be thinking I'll be debating y'all for Cam Thomas because he's my favorite player, because he is. But it's because he's 23. Y'all talking about him being all of this young team and this and that. He's 23. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all critique him about how he not good fit for this team, and I debate y'all every time. I feel like
I'm not critiquing him. I'm critiquing Sean.
Y'all
Marks.
saying he don't fit,
Sean
and
Marks
I'm telling
don't like
you how
him.
he do fit.
Sean Marks don't like this player.
The overall team.
That part.
I'm talking about the overall team, and I'm talking about what Sean Marks did 2 nights ago, and what it tells you. He don't like that player.
Yo, but you misunderstanding what Sean Marks did is the fact that back in the day, it was different coaches. Right now, you got Jordi Fernandez, who is influencing. Go ahead, Joe.
Let me say this to Pod. Pod, first of all, you don't know how any of these niggas gonna pan out. All this, they not gonna be this, they not gonna be that. You don't fucking know. Nobody on this pod knows. Nobody on Twitter knows. Nobody on Facebook knows. Now, with that being said, even if we don't, none of them pan out to be a star or a superstar. Like John said, we still win if 3 or 4 of these guys are high-level role players. We can always get our top-end talent in free agency and boom, be right there in
trade.
contention. So
Or trade.
What are you talking about, bro?
That
that's
is
what
massive nonsense.
exactly
You do not
want.
draft players to be
Adar, what'd you
role
agree with me
players.
about 10 minutes ago, Adar?
Especially when you have the least
The whole
talent
thing
in the
about your
NBA.
conception, like what you talking about, John, is you correct. But the whole thing about it, what it will take to trade for somebody.
Hold on, let me answer him, Adar.
Right. Hold on. After you answer him, we're gonna go to Brooklyn LM. I gotta ask Brooklyn LM something. Go ahead, Joey.
I didn't say you draft to get role players. I said you draft for BPA. You hope for the best, right?
Exactly.
Hey, if I don't get a fucking star, if I get a high level role player, I'm still good with that. That's all I'm saying. I didn't say you draft for a fucking role player.
But
Joey, hold on. I gotta shout to y'all. I just want to keep going around the panel because there's a lot of good content from all you guys. Shout to Adar though, man. All of y'all been cooking tonight. But Brooklyn LM, now on a different level, talent-wise, right? You would say that the Spurs got the same problem, right? They got De'Aaron Fox, they got Stephen Castle, and now they got Dylan Harper. We got Yegor, Keon Johnson, and Nolan Troyori and Ben Saraf. So now it's a different talent group, I guess, right? But they got the same problem. What do the Spurs do about the problem? Maybe this
way different problem. Way different problem.
I want to hear it. Go ahead.
A way different problem.
For them, it's a good problem to have, right? I mean, it's Dylan Harper. Me personally, I would trade De'Aaron in the next few years, and have Castle and Harper be my backcourt.
And that's exactly what they're gonna do.
That's and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna let that play out.
He's the money guy.
Trade De'Aaron. They don't want to give him that contract. Yeah. You better off having Dylan, who's probably still gonna be in his rookie year. Castle's still gonna be in his rookie year. If you gotta leave with just paying Wemby, you do that and you bowl out. But I don't think that 3-man guard that ain't gonna work forever.
No,
they're not keeping that 3 trio guard.
They got Marcel Keldon Johnson too over there. No, that's not gonna work.
That Dylan Harper for sure is probably going to be the legit point guard.
Point guard, right? Exactly.
The faces of their franchise is Harper and Wemby.
And right.
Everybody.
No, it's gonna be Dylan Castle, Wemby, and what's his name? Carter Bryant. Carter Bryant. That's their key guy. Like Carter Bryant will be X factor, and watch him. He will pan out and be next. What's his name? OG Anunoby, or he will be next Kawhi Leonard. And once
they could trade Fox and Castle for Giannis.
No, they could just trade Fox. They could just Fox.
They could trade both.
No, why trade both? You can have a backcourt of Castle and Harper and a front court of Wemby and Giannis.
I mean, because it doesn't matter.
That's what it's gonna cost.
Because if you get Giannis, Wemby, and Harper, you still got a real
no. They're never gonna do that. Hold on. Giannis Antetokounmpo can't shoot for shit. And if you're gonna ask like 2 years from now, what's Giannis gonna do?
Did you say Giannis can't score?
He said
Giannis can't shoot. Can't shoot. Can you understand that? Okay. So what? And he past 2 years.
Last year, but okay.
Listen, his Achilles is starting hurting him. Like Giannis is injury waiting to happen. They're not gonna do it.
I agree
What they did is drafted Carter Bryant, who will be the next OG Anunoby or Kawhi Leonard. That's right there for them. And what the Knicks is gonna do is milk Wemby, Dylan Harper, Stephen Castle, Carter Bryant, Wemby, and after that, whoever is gonna be over there, like shooters, backup bigs who can pass, whatever it is, that's their core. That's their core four.
So hold on. Let me slow it down because I wanted to go to Ice because we ain't hear from him in a minute. Shout to all of the, you know what I'm saying? It's 49 people in the chat. This is not per usual. So I wanted to say shout to all the new subscribers. We up to 940. You know, I appreciate you guys. You know,
need that 1,000.
Marcos Pereira said you're not acknowledging.
I see y'all. The panel is cooking. You know what I mean? If the panel was a little smaller, I would try to get to you guys in the chat. It's a lot of good content in the chat, but I got to prioritize the guys on the panel. But if y'all throw a super chat in there, then I'll get a word in. But otherwise, again, I see the chat, W panel. And again, I really didn't. I wanted to hear Ice take on that too because De'Aaron Fox seemed like the only sense that makes sense to me. What you thought about that, Ice?
Yeah, it's a problem they got to figure out. You know what I'm saying? I know Dylan is, you know what I'm saying, lottery pick, top 2 pick. So you really
could Castle play the 2? Or could Dylan play the 2?
Dylan can play 2. Dylan can definitely play the 2. The way that they got it, they got to figure it out. Like I agree with Ella. Eventually, Fox will probably be the odd man out. You know what I'm saying? He's older, and the team will get a lot younger. But while Fox is there, you know what I'm saying? Dylan gonna be a sponge. You know what I'm saying? He getting. I don't know if Chris is still there, but he gonna get some. You know what I'm saying? Some learning from Fox, and then you know what I'm saying. Once he get his knowledge or whatever, they move Fox on.
Another thing that I wanted to say, and again, of course, I'm correlated to Cam Thomas, but that's besides the point. When I was watching the Dylan Harper in an interview, and they was talking about how he was saying that he got trained from his brother, and you know, and they asked him about his game. He said his brother told him about scoring, and we'll get to the passing later. They all shared the laugh and whatever, right? Case in point is he went number 2. All y'all love to talk about the intangibles or other stuff that these other players bring. I get it. Y'all make sense. But trust me, he went number 2 because of his scoring, not because of all the other stuff that y'all may consider. You feel what I'm saying? So I just wanted to say that.
I think, man, the Spurs. I think the NBA is trying to expedite Wemby's greatness, man, and they just trying to load these guys up. They didn't need Dylan Harper, man.
I agree.
Dylan Harper did not need to go there.
That's exactly what's happening.
Joey, they're trying to make Euro basketball.
They're trying to make them compete. They gotta have somebody that's going to compete with the OKC because OKC look like they're trying to run shit.
And
they're trying to elevate Euro ball. This is what's going on. There is a changing of the Euro guard going on right now.
Let me finish my hot take. Even though they picked Dylan and everybody was like, yeah, Dylan should pick Dylan. I personally think Ace was a better fit for them at the wing. They are heavy in the backcourt. They need it. It's a solidified wing. You put Ace next to Wemby, and you still got De'Aaron Fox and the other young guard, you good. So, I mean, I get it. I understand Ace didn't want to be somewhere where he had to share the highlight, but I personally think that was his best
Dylan's
situation.
more NBA ready.
Now he's stuck in Utah, man.
Yeah, but like I said,
he still hasn't gone.
Joe,
He think he's from Jersey now.
No, he's going tomorrow. He has a flight tomorrow. He's going to be in Utah tomorrow. They reported it. He's going tomorrow.
You're wrong. Joe, you're wrong.
I gotta see it to believe it. I heard it was reported, but I got to see it to believe it. Y'all can't pretend like he ain't tight that he went to Utah. He tight.
He's tight. You
heard what he said? He's got to get a heater. He said, I don't know. I heard it's hot and cold. I need a heater. That's what he said. I didn't tell the guy wants to go to good weather over there.
Why you say that? I want to hear it.
Yo, Joe, because listen to your point. The perimeter you talking about the forward spot. San Antonio was winning, and their philosophy is that you have to have a point guard, shooting guard, and center. They won 5 championships like that, and they know Dylan Harper, Castle, Wemby. They're gonna put Carter Bryant and couple players who can complement them. And they're gonna be on the verge winning championships over and over again. Believe that. That's what they known for.
I mean,
that's how they go.
They got Carter Bryant.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a fit too. I'm just saying. Okay, that worked. I'm just saying. I think they personally needed a wing more than they needed another fucking guard.
Yeah, he's
a
full.
No, Carter Bryant have the same upside as Ace Bailey. If you're gonna look at his game,
he's a completely different player. He can't score.
Carter Bryant averages 6 points. What are you talking about, Radar? That's not true.
Pat Thorne, you're wrong. Carter Bryant was held in his college games because, like his coach was talking about, I held him down and asked him not to score because you can compliment on defense and passing ability. Just concentrate on that because
he didn't rebound either. He didn't do that either. This is the most serious thing. Carter Bryant was like him like that because he got he doesn't play. He's not like a starter in any of the All-Star teams. He always comes off the bench. When they played Team USA, he got killed. I never understood this. I never understood why people are so fascinated because I don't see it on the tape. I watch
because his defense, because his defense and his shooting ability was phenomenal. If you look at his 3-point, his spot up shooting, a 3-point line,
1.5 a game though. How do you know his shooting is good? He took 1.5.
How many shots are you taking when you have Dylan Harper? What's his name? Wemby, Fox.
Y'all, I think y'all like this dude because he's cute. I don't know, yo.
What are you talking about?
Y'all didn't see it on film. That's for sure. Carter Bryant is not.
Time out. That's a flagrant foul. Hold on, flagrant foul on the play. All right, so hold on. We got 15 minutes left. I just wanted to say, shout out to PT for pulling up. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for coming back to the show. Shout out to all of the Nets fans. We the best fans. We're gonna be back with more content really. So I'm not closing out right now. I'm just letting y'all know what we got going on. I'm gonna be out here all off season. If y'all send me content, then I'm gonna probably want to start the show with y'all. So stay tapped in. And I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just listening to y'all because I don't think we're gonna agree on this. I looked at the summer league schedule. I was kind of mad we wasn't going to play none of the players that I wanted to see. I wanted to see us versus Utah. I wanted to see us versus the Spurs. I didn't really like the schedule. And that's basically what I wanted to close off with. Because
we're playing all of those veterans.
Nah, I'm worried about the next season because we're gonna end up being 8th with 8th or 9th best record. If I'm looking at
Walmart play, we're letting Reese Beekman play.
Hey, Drew Timmy, that's
Reese Beekman not even gonna be there.
Nah,
the fact that Dariq Whitehead is playing is crazy. Dariq Whitehead
Whitehead is still on his rookie contract.
Bro. Yo, Whitehead got screwed in this draft.
Whitehead is still younger than some of these guys we drafted.
He is, but he's not a rookie though. He's not. You can't go 3-4 times.
Hold on.
Yeah, but technically this is his second time. His first year he didn't play because he was hurt. Come on now.
All right, Whitehead got screwed last night, man.
Ask the question. Where are we gonna end up next year in standing wise from the bottom? Where we gonna end up?
We didn't even play no games yet, bro.
I can tell you. They're gonna win 36 games next year.
Hold on.
I think we'll be around 30, 32, 35, somewhere right there.
Somewhere in that. Somewhere like that.
What I'm saying is, before all of that, I'm saying out of the summer league, I expect a double-double Danny Wolf. I expect Drew Timmy to get double-doubles. I expect Diego Domingue to get double-doubles. I want to see 10 rebounds out of Diego Domingue. You 6'8". I want to see him get 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds. And show me
he's soft.
No, I seen him.
If he ever becomes a double-digit rebounder, he's gonna be a Hall of Famer.
Listen,
if he's ever a double-digit rebounder,
y'all said he's soft.
Nah, I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying he's gonna do it. I'm just saying if he does that, if you have that court vision and you get 10 rebounds a game, you are going to be a Hall. You're going to be a Hall.
Hold on, let me finish.
You know what? We drafted a bunch.
Why can't y'all let nobody finish,
bro? Let me finish.
Stop talking over everybody. Relax.
Bless you. Can you please stop? Bless you. Can you please stop cutting me off? Basically, what I'm saying is, Nolan Traore, I expect 5-6 assists from him. You feel what I'm saying? I expect
floor raiser.
hold on. I expect Derek Whitehead to shoot at a higher clip. You know, he wasn't. He
ain't gonna play
last season.
Yo, mute your mic, bro.
Right. You Migos, Adar, you on some Migos shit? You fucking ad-libbing everything.
Stick yourself.
Right. Diego Demen, I think he even if north of 6 rebounds, bro. You 6'8", bro. I need you to get 6-7 rebounds a game, bro. Danny Wolf, I want to see a double from Danny. I want to see him. I want to see the Brooklyn Nets give him shot attempts in the summer league. Give Danny Wolf like 20 shots. Like, see if we can run the offense through Danny. Like, make that intentional. You know, maybe he could have a game like, and then he's gonna be playing next to Drew Timmy. I think that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? As a Nets fan, that's interesting. Show me. I want to see Ben Seraph get 3-4 assists, 5 assists a game. TJ Mamba, I don't know who he is. Drake Powell, I want to see. Y'all say he shoot at a 43% clip from the 3-point line. Show me some. I'm from a show me state. Show me that. I want to see that. Hey,
Breeze, can I ask?
I don't know who that is. Grant Nelson. Hold on. There was a little buzz about Grant Nelson. Last season.
That's what I wanted to ask.
And I want to see what's up. I don't know what to expect from him, but I just want to see what's up.
Yo,
Tucson, I'll be surprised if he's, and the rest of those players, I'll be surprised if they be back. I'm surprised if they come back.
Hey,
Grant Nelson
I wanted to ask
is older than me.
And I wanted to ask Pod and LM and Ice, how do they feel about Grant Nelson, the two-way guy that we picked up from Alabama?
Start with Ice. Go ahead, Ice.
Grant Nelson he a hustle dude, bro. He's all right. You know what I'm saying? He can't shoot the 3 that well, but you know what I'm saying? He can get you like some cuts to the basket. But if he make it, he's going definitely to the G League. And like Pa said, I don't know if he's 4 years or 5-year college player, but he going to the G League, bro. No matter what, he's going to the G League.
He's older than Dayron. He's 23 years old.
Wow.
There's no upside to this player, yo. This player, he was the 4th best player on that Alabama team. You didn't watch like I used to watch those games for Phylon and Sears, and you know what I'm saying. The 4th best player on Alabama. We brought him in, and he's 23 years. He's a grad student. He's not even a college student anymore.
Hold on. I'm just closing. Hold on. I'm just closing up. I'm wrapping up with y'all. We're gonna get to some of the comments. Hold on. We're gonna go to This Is JTV. Because we haven't heard from Jay in a minute. And LBL. This is JTV and LBL. What y'all think about Kuminga? Y'all want him on the team?
Hell no.
Not me. Not me.
Hold on, Adar.
Adar, mute your mic, bro. Mute your mic, yo.
Go ahead, Jay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Not really, not particularly, but if he come on the team, I ain't really mad at it, but I'm not looking for him. I never was. But I ain't got much to say on that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't want him on the team. It's like, yo, it looks like they're gonna try to run this kind of offense that they're saying, so Kuminga wouldn't be a guy that would fit in there. Look, he's already complaining about not being able to play for Golden State, so
right,
you know, it doesn't matter. You know, we don't want to just throw money around. You know,
right?
He's not a Sean Marks guy, man, to me, but.
Right. And can I just say this about the Summer League? My storylines are I want to see how Traore and Yegor play on the court together. Can they divvy up the responsibilities? Who's going to take lead? Who's going to be second man? And to see how Danny Wolf does. I want to see how 3 of those guys do in the Summer League games. Those are going to be some storylines to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yo, I'm just going to say this, and this is more of a prayer than a comment. Masai Ujiri was fired. By the new ownership. He wanted to draft a Senge. They told him no, forced CMB down his throat. Got fired the next day.
I thought he quit.
Well, it depends on the way you look at it. They argued over the player. The new owner who didn't hire him said, "Listen, I want CMB. My people is telling me CMB," which is a travesty.
Yeah.
The best thing that could happen to the Nets over the next year is that Masai Ujiri becomes our GM.
Ooh, yo, Pod, don't give me false hope, Pod. Don't give me false hope, man.
Let me bring this up real quick. Yo, Breeze, did you see that shit going on with Ace's his agent? Did you
Oh,
see that shit on
yo.
social media?
In
Yeah,
the
There's
car.
there's some bad things
Yeah.
I'm hearing about Mr. Omar Cooper, man. I don't
it's
want to
not.
get into it.
Yo, he's a Jersey dude. He's a naughty by nature, like, and I don't say that as like a joke. I'm just saying those are his boys. Those are the people he hang around. They just built a court in Jersey around it. I don't
Yeah,
know
Ace was
why.
there.
I don't know why Ace loves New Jersey like that, but he loves New Jersey and he wanted to be a Brooklyn
That's
Net.
why he went to Rutgers.
And he hired this dude who he met, you know, I guess hanging around the campus, I guess. But he hired this dude and he wanted him to get him to Brooklyn.
Well, he knew him from his son Sharif.
Ah, that's Sharif. Oh, that's
Sharif got drafted, remember?
That's right. That's right. So yeah, like they're trying to make him seem like he's just a normal middle-aged dude playing himself on the internet, but that don't mean he's not confident.
Yeah, I feel you. I agree, Pi. I think they overreacting because he's just a black dude. He's urban. You know what I mean? He got a little jewelry on.
Right, and he's trying to seize the power. He's like, yo, why can't, if the kid is willing to give back millions, why can't he go play where he want to play? You know what I'm saying? And the other thing a lot of people don't know is it's not just that agent that's behind it. It's Nike too. Nike don't want Ace in Utah.
Ace doesn't fit Utah, man.
You saw? Did you see the New Balance rollout with Cooper Flag coming off the private plane with the full New Balance kit on and his sneakers on? Nike couldn't do that with no players.
It's okay, buddy. Don't worry about it. Right. Yo, again, like at the end of the day, my thing is you can still trade players on a rookie scale contract, right? That's fair to say, right?
You could trade for Ace right now.
Yeah, right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, don't cancel that out. And that's what I was trying to say. But there was a lot going on, so I didn't get a chance.
Utah,
to
it's Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge ain't never gonna give that power up.
Listen. What I'm trying to say.
He's turning over there. So
let me finish. Chill. Let me say this. What I'm saying is that they intentionally got all of these point guards, maybe because they thought of another a 3-team trade. Like I said, 3 was going. Hold on. I said 3 was going to happen.
Thank you.
Hold on. I said 3 was going to happen. 1 happened. But I'm saying that to say maybe Cam Johnson and a point guard could be in a trade package. Claxton and another point guard could be in a trade package. Again, how essential. You feel what I'm saying?
We should talk about it. Right.
How essential the point guard is to winning basketball in modern NBA is obvious. Is blatant. It's the elephant in the room. So I'm saying that to say maybe them intentionally getting all of these point guards is because they got a trade package in mind before the season.
I'd want to agree with you, but wait. Can I say this one thing? I'd want to agree with you, Breeze, but given the Eurostyle we're trying to create, I think they want to get away from people that have this baggage around them. I think the why they got the European guys is because they'll be very professional, mature. There's no baggage tied to any of them. As much as one second. Ador, let me finish. As much as I was willing to get Ace the other day, I think what we're trying to build right now, I just don't think Marks and them want to go that route. I think Ace would fit great on Brooklyn, but considering who we got, I think they just want to stay out of the baggage right now with Ace and Ford.
Ace will save this draft. Let me tell you, Ace, Nolan, and Ace, Nolan, and what's his name, Powell. The 3 would be like.
Yo, so much was going to Rutgers game for a reason. So whatever John
said, why did he get him? Because he's not part of the plan.
Hold on. Because you can't trade for him.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this, right?
Go ahead.
If you the same thing like Paul was saying about Ace, they try to make Ace look bad. But my thing is, right, as an agent, your job is to do, what's best for me. And if you was a player and you didn't want to go to Utah and you knew that you were trying to get the Washington Pelicans or Brooklyn, especially Brooklyn, right? He has to do his best to get you to that spot. And if he don't do that, then you know what I'm saying? What are you doing?
He was doing it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm just saying, like, you can't look at Ace. They shouldn't be looking at Ace like he's making a mistake. His agent is trying to put him in the best position to get where he wants to go at. And it's not Utah. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's not Utah.
I wanted to say this, Breeze. I agree with you. I think the Nets have a position to where they can make a trade with Utah But however, I'm looking at the whole context of this shit. I don't see Danny Ainge playing fucking ball, my guy.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
He's not going to
Nah,
do it.
Danny Ainge wanted Ace. Danny Ainge wanted Ace, and he got it. So
let me lay my plane. Also, I agree with John. I think on the other side, I don't think Marks and them would want the headache, and they would want that optics, and they're comfortable with the guys they got. They like the fit, and they're just going to move forward with that. Even though a lot of Nets fans would like to see it happen, I think it's far-fetched that trade would go down.
Right, and just one little sliver note. Danny Ainge wanted to get Jaylen Brown on draft night to pair with Ace Bailey to form a Tatum Brown 2.0. That is still in play this year if Boston fully breaks it down by trading Brown. So Danny Ainge getting Ace.
I will say this too. I meant to say this.
There's a plan there.
I will say this though. Players have a lot of power today. If Ace was to turn up enough, he might tighten the screws to get Danny to want to move him. And he's like, yo, I'm not reporting the training camp, or just, make it real uncomfortable.
He'll put James Harden. Yes.
I would tell him I'm going to Germany to check my knee for surgery.
What? Yo, he ain't got to do even that. He will be putting James Harden shit like, yo, I'm just going to jack up whatever it is. Exactly. And after that, they will be like, okay, so you want Berkeley?
I don't know.
Okay.
If he start eating like James Harden, he might become an even better player.
No.
That's
true. Put on some pounds.
Hey, but Danny Ainge is the devil, and he's not gonna do it. But
nah, his son is over there, so we gotta figure who he is.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge not gonna play that game. But at the same time, the main thing that could save the Nets would be some kind of move like that. It would make their team make sense. Could you? It would even make it where it would make sense to have Cam Thomas on the team.
But tell them that trial.
Yeah, people. Exactly what I was. Exactly why I came in here. Like, people don't understand how much players have influence into trades. Like, James Harden forced us to get a trade. Utah having Ace Bailey, Ace Bailey holding all the cards. Utah thinks they hold all the cards. No, they not.
They have his bird rights. So
well, I heard he hasn't reported yet. He hasn't reported
reported. They're saying he's going to report Monday, though.
No, they were supposed to be tomorrow. He was supposed to be on a flight tomorrow with his family. That was reported 8 hours ago.
Okay, so tell me how many people will be excited to play in Utah.
Listen. You know what? Listen. Hold on. Yeah, I get a lot of my content from the interview that I seen Ace in, bro, and he was complaining about how they ain't have no Waffle Houses, and Dylan was like, "Nah, I'm gonna get you right. They got diners. We ain't got Waffle Houses, but we got diners." And I'm saying that to say he a culture person. Like, he want to be comfortable. If he want to have a home away from home, I don't know if Utah Jazz is that for him. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what I think he was trying to avoid, because he's seen who were the top 5 picks. He knew he was going to go top 5, regardless of what they were saying. Not to say it like that, because I only got a few seconds. It wasn't going to be no Shedeur Sanders situation. He knew he was going to go top 5. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm going to leave it there, and we could start the show with that next time. I missed the clip in the last one because I was too nice. Nets fans is the best fans.